championship mentality is really just about a process and an approach to training and preparing yourself for big moments. It's the way you think about these big moments and calm yourself, be ready to perform under pressure.
Hey, Pat, how are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I am good. I am good. Well, welcome back again. And I think, from our other recording, another podcast session we had, people got a chance to know you and know who is Pat? Who is the real Pat? And I think, from, credibility and being able to provide insight on pressure and your background with the great things you've done as coaching, mentoring, what you've done in trade. One of the things now we want to talk to people about with our series that we're going through, we're going to be talking about obviously mindset. We're going to be talking through confidence. And we'll talk about preparation, right? And each of these has their own subtopics. So for today, though, under mindset specifically, right, I want to talk about championship mentality. And this is a major one. It's a big one, right? People think they have it. Some people don't have it, but they want to get there. You come from a background of winning soccer championships. You've done some great things, mentoring, coaching people, getting people prepared, and whether that's soccer, life, mentorship. And for me, one of the things that, we want to be giving insights to folks is walk us through the week of a championship game, right? What does your mindset actually look like the day before? And not talking the highlight reel version.
Yeah, that's a great question. The answer is a little bit boring, actually, because the day before, your mindset should be pretty focused and calm, right? But the real question is how do we get there? And I think championship mentality is really just about a process and an approach to training and preparing yourself for big moments. It's the way you think about these big moments and calm yourself, be ready to perform under pressure. So it kind of comes from a bigger dynamic of topics and things that we prepare our teams for to get ready for a championship game so that their mindset is calm. And some of that comes from, the way we embrace failure as a big piece of what we do, because you learn from your failure. It's your growth mindset, which is connected to that. It's how we build a good, strong team culture. And then lastly, just being grateful for the moment, right? So the day before the championship game should be pretty calm and focused because we're not afraid of the outcome. We're excited for the opportunity to compete and show ourselves on the biggest stage.
And that's great insight. Someone that's succeeded, that's delivered and got the team prepared, right? And I wouldn't say that's more boring, more than that's reality, right? That's authentic. And the curious thing for me is, we talk about this teams, right? But then what separates a team that's talented from a team that's a champion? I look at those as two different things.
Yeah. I think it's the way that you connect in your culture, right? If you guys are all pulling for the same result and the same goals, that's what really makes a team, right? We're willing to support and sacrifice for each other towards a common cause. And you see it come up in big sports games all the time. And you could probably reference your favorite championship game where one team crumbled because they were too focused on the individual skill of their team and they were not united in playing their best soccer. Imagine you run into this in the business world as well, is you have a team that's maybe not functioning to their strengths because they're just on different pages, right? What about you? How does this show up in your business world?
Yeah, no, I think, similar to what you said, it's boring, but there's the effort and work that's put into it where, when you're operating in different level of business, right? You could be someone that is entry level. You could be someone that's mid-level, manager, director, SVP and CEO. I think the one thing I would always tell people is preparation's everything, making the effort to be prepared. I always say it's always better to be over-prepared than under-prepared, but also be tactful about it. You don't want to waste time, right? But I would say there would be a stretch on, one of my startups before that ended up going through an acquisition where we had we went through so many different levels of preparation. We went through showing what was the lifetime value of our services that we were providing licensing to our end users, whether that was the B2B or the B2C, right? So we serve both, but that was important to prepare to have that discussion. And then I would also say high stakes launches, where if it was for some of my clients that I've worked with in technology, biopharmaceutical auto, agriculture, whatever the case is, there's launches where I get engaged to say, okay, there's a go to market launch, there's a new product launch, there's a global launch, there's things that are unique. What about preparing it for it to be localized in the language internationally where we're pushing it? So preparing is critical and being organized about it. And it's mindset, right? And that's the thing. And I do see, like, similar to what you said with the mental pattern that you just described, right? It's not sexy in a sense, but
Yeah.
sexy doesn't have to be the end all, right? It has to be preparedness and just being able to be there and understand and be ready, right? And it's not something that I would say that, hey, people have it or not, but it's the effort people put in. I always compare it to folks that I've mentored and coached. It's like, do you want to make the effort to get it done, or do you just want to exist and just kind of be good enough and be happy to be there? And championship mindset and mentality, in part of my viewpoint, is just, hey, you got to continue to work. Even though you're there, you work harder. And there were great moments I saw that you guys did with your championship runs, right? When you were
Yeah.
coaching, it was the resiliency, ability to fight through adversity, to come together as a team and to listen to the leaders that have been there, that have done it, and everyone's
Mhm.
stuck together. And at the end of the road, what happens? You're all sitting there with the championship trophy, or being able to say you've done your best and this was the outcome, so
Well,
so to me, that's my mindset.
I agree with you. The preparation is key. It helps calm your mind, and it's that performance under pressure, right? How do you perform to your highest level in a stressful situation? It's the preparation, it's the championship mindset. And to me, championship mindset is really just your excitement and energy towards tackling hurdles in your way, right? And you can apply that to anything in life. And I think when you have the mindset of, like, I'm going to get after something and I'm not worried about failure, it's exciting, man. It's exciting because if you fail, if you trip up, you're just going to learn a lesson, and it's going to make you stronger and more capable of achieving something bigger in the future.
It's all learning, to your point. It's all learning. And I do think for the folks listening in, we want to make sure you guys have a chance to reach out, subscribe to us. We'd love to hear from you guys, ask us any direct questions, send us a message, email. And also, available for one-on-one coaching. Pat's available here. We're available. You've got a good group of people. And again, follow the series. We'll be talking through, again, the different topics under mindset. We'll be talking about embracing failure, fail forward, right, on our next episode. So just want to thank everyone again for listening in, and on behalf of Pat and I, Erwin, just want to thank you guys, and look forward to more, guys, and talk soon.